take time to do that? There are two things that you can do that just will add like energy to your life. The wisdom literature that you're listening is just that. Read the proverb for the day. So this being the 10th. Is that pretty close to what today is? Yeah. This being the 10th, you read proverb number 10. There just have to be 31 proverbs, 31 days in the longer months. In like the month of February, you've got a couple of extras. So you can read 2 more when you get around to the 1st of March. And so each day of March, you read the proverb for that day. That's pretty easy to figure out, isn't it? The others, you just start through the Psalms. You're going to find out there are 5 books of Psalms in the whole 150 of them. So that you can read them in shorter segments, so you don't have to read the entire book. When you get to Psalm 119, you wonder if you want to take a week on that. So there's some delightful things in the Psalms. It's astounding how often the Psalm of that day is the issue of your life. I don't know how God does that. It's something I can't get at. Maybe it's like a Holy Spirit thing. So this Psalm just really struck me this week as an opportunity to just kind of give praise to God. It's a Psalm of David. It says on the heading of it, when David outwitted Abimelech and got away, which I'm sure you all remember that story. I have to look it up. So here's David, and his psalm is just a wondrous little praise experience. I bless God every chance I get. My lungs expand with his praise. I live and breathe God. If things aren't going well, hear this and be happy. Join me in spreading the news. Together, let's get the word out. God met me more than halfway. He freed me from my anxious fears. Look at him. Give him your warmest smile. Never hide your feelings from him. When I was desperate, I called out, and God got me out of a tight spot. God's angels set up a circle of protection around us while we pray. Open your mouth and taste. Open your eyes and see how good God is. Blessed are you who run to him. Worship God if you want the best. Worship opens doors to all of his goodness. Young lions on the prowl get hungry, but God's seekers are full of God. So come, children, listen closely. I'll give you a lesson in God worship. Who out there has a lust for life? You can't wait each day for it to come upon you. Guard your tongue from profanity. No more lying through your teeth. Turn your back on sin. Do something good. Embrace peace. Don't let it get away. God keeps an eye on his friends. His ears pick up every moan and groan. God won't put up with rebels. He'll call them from the pack. So is anyone crying for help? God is listening, ready to rescue you. If your heart is broken, you'll find God right there. If you're kicked in the gut, he'll help you to catch your breath. Disciples so often get into trouble, and still God is there every time. He's your bodyguard, shielding every bone. Not even a finger gets broken. The wicked commit slow suicide. They waste their lives by hating the good. God pays for each slave's freedom. No one who runs to him loses out. Did you hear a whole bunch of promises in there for you? A whole bunch of affirmations? I mean, the neat thing about the Psalms is you go through that, mind those little promises, those statements. You're going to find strength for the events of life. You got a day when it feels like the world just dumped on you, the flu bird went over you. That's the time you realize God is there. He's going to hold you up. God's going to make things okay. Everybody has a down day. God is there to make sure that you know that's not the end of life, that there is hope, there is a future. And I just love that little passage. It's full of things to keep me perked up. I'm kind of naturally an up person, and yet I need those passages to feel a bit of strength. Next one is my favorite passage, maybe in the Bible. I know I say that about every passage, but this is like my favorite. The story of the lost son. And it started off with Jesus. The top part said the Pharisees, the religious scholars, were not pleased at all because Jesus was hanging out with a bunch of people with bad reputations. Here we are, all the riffraff of the world, you know. And God just chose to hang out with us. And they said, why are you doing that? folks. And so Jesus, the first time, he said, let me tell you about a woman who lost a coin. And she turned her whole house upside down until she found it. Or let me tell you about the shepherd who lost one sheep. He left the 99, he went and he found the one that was lost. Or let me tell you about the lost son. This is why he hangs out with all of the people like us. He said there was once a man who had 2 sons. And the younger said to his father, Father, I want right now what's coming to me. And so the father divided the property between them. And it wasn't long before the younger son packed his bags and left for a distant country. I think mine will. There, undisciplined and dissipated, he wasted everything he had. And after he'd gone through all of his money, there was a bad famine all through that country. It began to hurt. He signed on with a citizen there who assigned him to his fields to slop the pigs. He was so hungry, he would have eaten the corn cobs and pig slop. But no one would give him even that little bit. And that brought him to his senses. He said, all those farmhands working for my father, they sit down with 3 meals a day. Here I am, starving to death. I'm going back to my father. I'll say to him, Father, I've sinned against God. I've sinned before you. I don't deserve to be called your son. Take me on as a hired hand. Now, I think he rehearsed this time after time so he could say it exactly right. And so then he got up and he went home to his father. When he's still a long way off, his father saw him. His heart pounding. He ran out. He embraced him. He kissed him. The son started his speech. Father, I've sinned against God. I've sinned before you. I don't deserve to be called your son ever again. The father wasn't listening. He was calling to his servants. Quick, bring a clean set of clothes. Dress him. Put the family ring on his finger, sandals on his feet. Give a grain-fed heifer, roast it. We're going to have a feast. We're going to have a wonderful time. My son is here, given up for dead, now alive, given up for lost and now found. They began to have a wonderful time. Now, all this time, the older son was out in the fields. When the day's work was done, he came in. As he approached the house, he heard music and dancing. Calling over to one of the houseboys, he said, what's going on? And he told him, your brother came home. Your father has ordered a feast, barbecue beef, because he's home safe and sound. The old brother stalked off, an angry sulk. He refused to join him. His father came out and tried to talk to him, but he wouldn't listen. The son said, look, how many years I've stayed here serving you, never giving you one moment of grief. Have you ever thrown a party for me, for my friends? And then this son of yours, who's thrown away your money on whores, he shows up and you go all out for him with a feast? Obviously, he was having problems. I think firstborns especially have problems. And being a secondborn, I understand that. I blame inflict problems on my sister. But this is the firstborn that he knew he'd been doing it right. He'd been living a good life, and Dad didn't take care of him, his mom. And his father said, son, you don't understand. You're with me all the time. Everything that is mine is yours. But this is a wonderful time. We had to celebrate. This brother of yours was dead, and now he's alive. He was lost, and now he is found. Isn't that an awesome story? I mean, if there's any story in the Bible that I think captures, you want to summarize the entire Bible, there it is. That's why God wants us to read this book. It's this little story. It's the quintessential story of what God is all about. You want to try and explain to somebody else what God is about. They say, tell me about your religion. Tell me about your faith. What's it mean to be a Christian? Well, see, there's a long time ago this creation thing that happened, and then there was Noah, and then there was, like the movie, the Bible. If you've been watching that, tonight's like the second segment. And you go through and say, well, they left out all this stuff. They could have told that. I don't know why they did it that way. That's the problem, trying to tell the whole story at once. Here's Jesus in just like maybe 2.5, 3 minutes. Tells the entire story of God's intention with us. We are like the best thing God ever made. What parent doesn't think that about your kids? I mean, they come out and you look at them and you go, wow, how did we do this? Well, obviously we did it. It was a different God. It was a miracle. And this amazing gift of life as they grow up with you. Granted, there are days that it's amazing we allow them to grow up. But they grow up and they are a delight. They do wondrous things. They're intelligent, they're smart, and they bring up ideas to you that you never would have thought of. You hate to admit it. A lot of times they're right, that's even worse. I think this is God's kind of like family therapy model, is give you a teenager. They will tell you everything that's wrong with you without any responsibility at all. Well, there it is. And I hate it because they're right all the time. They have to live with us, you know. Well, here's the older son. He's been Mr. Wonderful, you know. In kind of counseling language, he was the compliant. He just got along. He went along. He did everything right. He was the firstborn. He knew that that was a special thing, being firstborn, and I think all of you that are firstborns know that's kind of a heavy weight. The firstborns are the ones the parents practice on. You know, they don't know what they're doing. Let's try this. Oh, darn, well, next one we won't do that. You know, and I remember Tori came to us one time, our firstborn, she said, would you just do it to her first? Which we thought that was kind of a cool idea, but Charity wouldn't grow up fast enough. So I think that happens to all of us. You know, the firstborn, he got along, he did it right. Whatever mistakes Dad made, he sort of absorbed them and inculcated them into his life. And he was a responsible adult. He knew what he was supposed to do, how he was supposed to do it, and he lived that out well. The second came along. Secondborn, I understand that. I am the secondborn. We learned how to be winsome, how to get along with the crowd. The second-born kid was loved by everybody. And when he reached that point in life where he realized he couldn't do everything he wanted to do here, he said to Dad, I need to go off. I need some resources to do this. Like, if you would die, I could have the resources that you, Dad said, you know, I have a better option. Why don't I just cash out some of it for you? And so he did. At that time, the father is kind of like the head of his own little kingdom. And his sort of little tribal group was the whole village. He was the primary employer of the town. His farm and what he did was kind of the lifeblood for everything else. All the money turns that came in that town came from Dad's business. And so when Dad cashed out some of that, had to sell some of his resources, it necessarily hurt everybody in the town. They all had less because Dad didn't have as much he could spread around. And the boy takes the money and heads off to the far country, which I always thought was North Dakota. And there he goes to have a wild and crazy time. If you're from like Dodge City, that's a pretty big place up there. You know. I think if you look at those characters, that's kind of the majority of humankind. The rebellious prodigal son, the lost son, he's the adventurous one. He's the kind of visionary one. He sees new horizons, places he wants to go. He is the pioneer, the one that breaks the trail, the one that finds the places, the one that first discovers there's a gold mine here. And amazingly, he never develops it. He goes on to find another gold mine. The people come along behind him, pioneers. The people come along. I'm going to start that sentence over.